Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Keiley, I'm a Client Solutions Director for AT&T FirstNet, primarily focused on first responders and our healthcare industry. I've got an incredible passion for what I'm doing here, and I'm truly grateful and blessed to have this opportunity. As I'm a military veteran, combat veteran, and I truly have learned and it's true as what our parents say, you get some wisdom in your seniority and your tenure, and you really begin to see what's truly important in life. My purpose and passion currently is, healthcare, right? So I'll try to understand the industry. For example, AI, virtual reality as alternatives to palliative care and healthcare, right? To wean off patients from possible pills and opioids, and have the power of virtual reality and reducing pain and et cetera, which we're doing with a wonderful hospice company down here in South Florida.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Follow Brand Podcast. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, and we're going to leave it right here in South Florida. We're going to talk to someone I've known now for 20, 25 years. I'm dating myself. I was a baby when I met him, but no. Peter, man, I met Peter when I was at, I think at the time, It was Avaya, Lucid Technologies,
Yep.
Avaya. It was right around that period of time. It ran into him. And here we are years later. He's had time at Verizon, I believe. Now he's been doing a lot of time here at AT&T FirstNet. He's going to talk about that. But we're going to get into a discussion about Peter himself. He has been featured on Forbes. He has been featured on a lot of different panels and webinars because he brings a flavor of his brand that's different, that you don't see in industry and you don't see from individuals in their walk of life. I want to get him introduced so we can jump right into this discussion. Peter, please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Pleasure meeting you, Grant. Peter Kealy. I'm a client solutions director for AT&T FirstNet, primarily focused on first responders and our healthcare industry. I've got an incredible passion for what I'm doing here, and I'm truly grateful and blessed to have this opportunity. As I'm a military veteran, combat veteran, and I truly have learned and it's true as what our parents say, you get some wisdom in your seniority and your tenure, and you really begin to see what's truly important in life and blocking out the noise. And, that's my purpose. That's my passion of, providing that compassion and interest to the community and for one another, and truly be open to conversation, active listening, the art of active listening, of what's being said and what's not being said, and truly trying to make a difference for each other. And I'm blessed and very grateful to know my good friend Grant here, where we've maintained that connectivity, that communication, that camaraderie of doing well for each other. And again, I learn a lot from Grant, and in turn, he learns a lot from me. So it's, as my mantra is, teamwork makes the dream work, brother.
Oh, without question. And we ran into each other at Helms. And it was just Peter comes up to me like, Grant, I want to do more. I want to get more involved. I want to be able to have a voice and talk about some things. And at that time, when we ran into each other, we were actually having a diversity, equity, inclusion discussion as a panel. And Peter was in the front row. And he said, man, I really should be on this panel. I really should get up there and speak. So you have a full, well-rounded experience. And I told Peter, look, you're going to come on my show. We're going to have this discussion because it's very, very important that all people understand when we talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, it's inclusive of everyone, not just some people. And we do see this, like, you'll see a women-only panel. You'll see this particular Black people, or you'll see other minority groups. But guess what? You don't have the white majority people on the. So we really need to have their viewpoints and have this discussion. I want to hear from you. Why is this so important for you?
Well, Grant, what I've noticed, and I'll say this, I'm truly blessed to have a solid wife and a relationship where I'm proud to say that we've raised our kids well. They're very open. They're open to diversity, people of every element. They were big brothers for kids that had special needs, and when they were in elementary school. Now they're 30 and 25. So I like to see that with them, and again, break some of the mold that may have been generational before of what I've learned in DEI. A lot of people, case in point, you go into a business room, there's a lot of unconscious bias. You come into a room and you see the guy that's looking sharp and dressed well, like you or myself, and people gravitate to it. And I'm like, no, I'm not the C-level. I'm just the common guy looking to help and provide some thought leadership in this room. But getting to the point here, and what I had mentioned to you before, Grant, being an active member, right? And we're all leaders. We're all leaders, whether you're an individual contributor or what we're doing here, you're making an impact. And to be transparent and authentic and respectable, and to listen, right? As my father said, and I've done this in storytelling, the art of listening. You cannot possibly hear what I'm saying if your mouth is moving. So learn to listen and listen to learn, and you'll learn a lot. And to the diversity perspective, as I mentioned when I was at the HIMSS conference with Chris and yourself and other panelists, that the moderator realized, hey, there was something wrong with this diversity panel because it was everybody there except someone that looked like me. And then I joked back and I said, that's okay, because unfortunately, many times it's just a panel of people that look like me that are making decisions for people that have no business of doing that, et cetera, right? I can't say that I know what it's like to be a Black man. I can't say that I know what it's like to be a person with identity or transgender or I'm learning there, and what I've learned from you and others is to be truly open and understand that, right? To lean in compassionately, to lean in with compassion and love, and truly learn. And then in turn, just like when I'm doing volunteering as you do, I'm doing that and I'm getting a lot back. And in turn, like what you and I are doing here today, you're getting something back and forth. So there's a big impact, and I've become more aware of it, Grant, particularly with all the noise that's going on in the world, right? Whether it be internationally or, unfortunately, domestically. And a lot of the noise and the fear, uncertainty, doubt, and all this stuff. And what I've realized is with technology, it contributes to a lot of the angst and the stress and the trauma, right? Because we're always gluing here, as opposed to losing the core culture of people helping people, listening to each other, and being compassionate. So that's my interest, that's my passion, and that's my purpose of truly helping the community. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity to share that with you.
Thank you, Peter. And my call to action with what you just said, for your white male counterparts, get involved. Don't listen just to the media, what's D&I? That's not me. Like, yes, it's all of us. We are, especially in America, I don't want to think of America, we are a giant melting pot of so many different people, and we need to be inclusive of all thoughts, all feelings, all representation, and get an understanding of points of view. Not everybody has the correct point of view or incorrect point of view. They're just points of view. But if these views are not represented, then the reality is not reflected in what we're trying to accomplish. So I would like to see more participation in that area and make sure that you are wanted and needed in these discussions. And I'm going to switch, gears just a little bit, because what intrigues me about you particularly, Peter, and I learned this about you during your recent Forbes interview last year for Veterans Day, when they reached out to you, and I learned, wow, Peter was in a tank. He was inside a tank. You think about, as a little kid, you play tank, right? You play military or whatever, and you run around. But actually being inside an actual tank in a forward position, take us through how, first of all, before, and then during, then after, how it kind of changed your viewpoints on life.
Sure. And in that interview, as I said, fortunately and unfortunately, I was at the time in the inactive reserve. So I was just, on the sidelines, not really expecting or anticipating to be deployed. And literally in a blink of an eye, a telephone call, Thanksgiving weekend in 1990. And then by that following Monday morning, I was on a plane going over to, Saudi Arabia. And fortunately, I had a lot of time in the Marine Corps, well-respected, new group of people. I was in charge of communications as communications chief for 8th Tank Battalion and 2nd Marine Division. So as I mentioned in that interview, I was actually an elder senior non-commissioned officer, and they nicknamed me Grandpa. So I had a group of kids that literally, as you were mentioning, it's great, it's the glory of combat and firing weapons and being in tanks. There's no glory in that. And whether it's that or the other conflicts that have happened afterwards, you really have a perspective and you get some wisdom, right? So I had some wisdom and leadership skills that helped me. I'm saying I was proud I didn't have to fire my weapon. I maintained good safety for my troops and the well-being. And then what I realized, and here to my passion of what I'm doing here today, through combat, piece of cake, you're running on adrenaline, you're going well. Once that 100-hour war was done and we went from the forward element back to the rear element, within 24 to 48 hours, Grant, I was in post-traumatic stress. As I mentioned in the interview, I was rolled up in a ball, could barely move, medevaced out to Germany. Fortunately, it was just a lot of stress internally. And then I realized as I reflect, the trauma that I didn't realize back then, right? I was newly married, had a kid 3 years later, and realized that there was a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges in that marriage in the early years, right? Because it wasn't being addressed. I didn't know it back then. My wife didn't know it back then. So there was a lot of noise. Our kids recognize that, but through the years and the wisdom, as they say, Dad, you're a little bit knucklehead, but you're really good. You were there for all our baseball games. You're there for us now. And what my wife and I share with them, it's unconditional conversation, right? They're going to do stuff that's going to be silly. They can talk to us. So I learned a lot through that unfortunate circumstance of going through combat. A lot of leadership skills. I learned a lot on the importance of health and wellness, which years later, here I am through being mentored by Dr. Anna Curry, little plug there, who's now the chief chief wellness officer for Clemson University. But the true passion of being aware of yourself, and if you can be strong for yourself, you can then in turn be strong for others, whether it be for your children or for your wife, right? And you're not struggling. But what I've learned a good term is struggle well, right? You're going to struggle, but struggle well. And when you need help, like what you and I are doing here, or as you mentioned before, the other people that might look like me, truly be open. But when you need help, to be able to lean on somebody unconditionally and being able to have that conversation, to be able to be the best that you can be. So I'm truly blessed. And as your parents and my parents would probably say, you don't realize that when you're a teenager or going through college years, you're just a knucklehead. But fortunately, hopefully, you gain that wisdom as you get older. And as I've said before, I'm truly blessed and grateful.
In 2016, the First Responder Network Authority issued an RFP to create a network dedicated to and built for the public safety community. AT&T answered that call, and FirstNet was born. During everyday emergencies and major events, devastating disasters, and even the global pandemic, FirstNet is committed to serving first responders and the public safety community with innovative, flexible solutions, dedicated, deployable assets, and our commitment to improving first responder health and wellness. FirstNet is always evolving to fit public safety's needs. The future of public safety communications is here.
At HIMSS 24, we believe in creating tomorrow's health. The impact of our work is measured in heartbeats. And together, we do more than just change lives. We save lives. We create new experiences, new memories, new hope. At HIMSS 24, be a part of the latest innovations in cybersecurity, groundbreaking AI, financial challenges, health equity, emerging tech, and much more. Collaborate with the industry's foremost C-suite thought leaders, investors, policymakers, and industry professionals. HIMSS 24 will be a brand new event experience like never before, and the best place to guide the future of healthcare IT. Join us, and together, we will create a better tomorrow for billions. Because at HIMSS 24, we believe in creating tomorrow's health.
Best benefit is, at the end of the day, it's people helping people.
Events like today are so critical to getting out there, meeting other executives from competing healthcare systems, but today under one roof, we all get along.
I found everything really interesting. I loved the AI technology that's coming, all the integrations and the changes that are coming for the future state.
Whole experience overall, it's just outstanding.
Every year it just gets better and better.
It was amazing. I learned so much from all the sessions. I had so much fun. It was awesome.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm looking forward to engaging conversation and looking forward to learning more about healthcare IT and what's on the horizon.
It's a great conference. Everybody that works at South Florida HIMSS makes an incredible event. Probably the best regional event that I go to.
It feels like a family.
I'm grateful for you even having the courage to get on that plane, because you say you were just a reservist, more or less. You're like, hey, I can reservist, get a few bucks, go out for the weekend, get some exercise and good. Like, what do you mean go to Saudi Arabia? You know?
Oh yeah. That's why I was in 12 years, and now I wish I had stayed in, but I didn't. But it's good. Yeah, one tour of combat or one, it's enough. So, and again, I have an appreciation for, the people that are out there serving our public community, right?
Oh, for 100%. Thank you for doing that. And then being transparent about the aftermath of, a lot of people call it now PSTD, because you don't know. And not because certain people that go through certain experiences, whether it's family relationships, or different trauma from, a death may occur, and other things, you don't realize the effect of these traumas on yourself until you really step back. If you can step back and say, oh wow, yeah, I really need to talk to somebody, or I didn't know that this was such an impact on my life. Thank you for sharing that. This is so important, because we're both now in technology. We're both now serving in the healthcare realm and offering an enablement tool, enablement factor. Talk to us a little bit about why you chose healthcare and how you're utilizing technology to help with the get more positive outcomes for our patients.
Sure. As luck would have it, and there's a lot of fate, right? In big organizations, or any organizations nowadays, there's a lot of churn, right? And you need to adapt and overcome, and you need to keep your skills up to date, right? Or you need to embrace change. Change is constant. And definitely here at AT&T and FirstNet. So to be a spokesperson, right? To be known for good thought leadership, as opposed to just being heard. I've been fortunate to be in various industries, and as luck would have it, as you and I started in our career with via unified communications and interactive voice response and all of that stuff, and now we're talking about AI and mobility. So as luck would have it, right? And plus a lot of it is what you and I do, and we're blessed to be put into these positions. I'm responsible for healthcare, for public service, responsible for what we call mission critical communications. And as my military background, right, with the Marine Corps in charge of communications, communications is key to life, right? If you've got a natural disaster or a public event, right? The Super Bowl parade was a public event. It was supposed to be nice, supposed to be a quiet day. There was an unfortunate, terrible incident. So my passion here is, Grant, as I'm rambling a bit, is to have that same impact and understanding the fact that whether it be just normal communications or in the midst of a challenging time, the importance of being able to communicate, to connect to people, and as opposed just it's a widget, it's a commodity, and the brand behind it as to where I stand as a transparent and authentic person is anybody can provide you connectivity, anybody can provide you a product. You and I, what differentiates us is we stand behind that, we understand what the needs of our community are, and then we provide authentic, honest, holistic consultation as to what we think may be a proper prescription for that patient, right? To paraphrase from healthcare, I'm going to prescribe a prescription that's right for you, and you'll know that I'm honest. If I cannot help you, I may defer you to an alternative option. But fortunately, with AT&T and FirstNet, we do have a portfolio of solutions that I can help with and stand behind that. And it's the community and the communications.
A lot of bigger companies are implementing into their solutions. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of those solutions in next week in the event in Orlando, where we're going to be in the HIMSS Orlando event. We will see a lot of bigger things. Yep.
There's going to be some great innovations that are coming out. We're going to be there. We'll be at the AT&T booth. Hopefully our audience, if you're going to be there, can come by 2261, I believe is the booth number. We'll be able to demonstrate some of this technology. We have a great remote patient monitoring application that was developed by Agile that we'll be able to demonstrate to people coming by.
17 years of innovation, excellence, and growth. Agile Infobase journey has been nothing short of remarkable.
It all began with a vision to transform the ideas into a solution that matter. Agile Infobase was born out of this vision, and that has brought a lot of success to our customers and a lot of different industries. And now this vision has become the integral part of our company.
The journey has been marked by unwavering commitment to quality and client satisfaction. We are so much happy that we have grown by nurturing long-term relationships and delivering values.
From the day one, we have focused on delivering the top-notch solution that drives our client success.
Software development to digital marketing, we have taken on the diverse projects. We are not just a service provider, we are digital transformation partners.
We have adapted to mainly two things. Number one, the evolving technologies. Number two, the latest trends. Because of this, we are staying agile in this rapidly changing world.
The heartbeat of Agile Infobase is our dedication to agile methodologies. This ensures we are always adaptive, responsive, and efficient.
Our client portfolio speaks volumes. We have helped businesses of all sizes to grow, innovate, and prosper.
We have achieved outstanding growth year after year, and we are just getting started.
Quality is in our DNA. Our QA team ensures that every product we deliver exceeds industry standard.
Hello, leaders and visionaries. Are we ready to exceed our ambitious goals for 2024? At 5-Star BDM, we're your strategic partners, not just futurists. To the trailblazers in business development, healthcare, and IT, you need a path to realize your vision for growth. Our tailored consulting services are your stepping stones to success. We empower you to build brands, deliver results, and captivate audiences. In healthcare and IT, innovation is progress. At 5-Star BDM, we ensure your operations beat with precision, efficiency, and care. Join those who shape the future. Connect with us today. Let's set the stage for a defining quarter. With 5-Star BDM, it's not just business development, it's a beacon of excellence.
One thing I always liked about you, and we've got a large audience of sales professionals that tune in to my show on a weekly basis to learn different things around personal branding, business development, career development, technology innovation, executive presence, and these types of things from individuals like you. So one thing I always liked about you, and I've observed from you, is your sales acumen and your process, and how you have a framework in which you engage with your particular clientele, that at the end of the day, the positive outcome is, however it works one way or the other, that you're consistent. Talk to our audience about your framework.
Sure. So frequently, whether it be internal, in a sales organization, it's about doing sales. And from the other side, from a customer, you're looking at, okay, I need a product, I need to fix something. So what I try to do is, again, it's all about relationships. And as I'll say to my customers that may say, oh, Peter, you're just a sales guy. My responsibility to my organization and also to my family, because if you're in sales, your compensation drives behavior and you need to be successful. So my responsibility there is sales, but my true value and the differentiator to all of us that are successful in sales, it starts with relationship, honest relationship, and understanding what your product is, understanding who your customer is, right? And understanding the industry, understanding trends that are going out there, whether it be the evolution, right, of you and I with unified communications, and car phones to be cellular phones, to be mobile devices, to connected anywhere, and to provide that solution, is to identify what I call the PCSB, problem, cause, solution, benefit. And if we identify that, and then we're engaging with our client, at the end of the day, we've identified the problem, we understand what the cause is, we're going to talk about solution or solutions and what those benefits are. And then it helps you and I as salesperson and client or customer, that when we want to pivot from conversation to execution and deliverable, it's done. It's not a matter of, well, your price is too high, I need an ROI. You've identified the problem, cause, solution, benefit, which is a huge differentiator. And you're not just looking to make a sale or sell a widget or sell a product, but you're making differentiator, and it's understanding your customer, understanding the industry, understanding what we can provide, and then prescribing the proper, prescription to resolve that. And in the long term, which is where makes us successful in our industry, is that you've got tenure, and you're going to, be just like myself with my 34 years of marriage. You'll have a long-term relationship as opposed to, a short-term, tenure.
Yeah, transaction. That's it. You want to be someone who's indispensable in what you do. You're the go-to person. One thing I learned from you, and you said it so eloquently, yeah, you could probably get connectivity from a ton of different people. And a lot of those will be maybe just as reliable as what I'm doing, possibly. And they have certain services that are very similar, but they're not me, meaning they don't have the relationship of knowing who we are. Now, one thing I've noticed, and I like this about you, and I want our sales professionals to really tune into this. We've been in the business over 20, 30 odd years. I remember starting out, and we were basically, we're knocking on doors, we're banging out faxes, fax machines, right? And then, we're doing. I remember email first came online. wow, this is cool. I can send out an email, but you always had a phone call. You were doing phone call, cold calling, and that kind of thing. The game has changed, meaning you still really kind of need to do a lot of those things, but you need to put something in front of that. And that's what I call social selling. You've got to get in front of people and showcase your thought leadership in these social media channels, just like we're doing right now. So that, because when people now are looking for a product or service, or they have a particular problem, they're going to use search and social first. And if you're not in that world, most people are not going to open an email for somebody they don't know. They're not going to take a phone call from somebody they don't know. If you send them a bunch of mail, most likely like, oh, that's junk mail, they throw it away. And God forbid you go knock on somebody's door, you might end up in somebody's, police car. But
yes, correct.
So my question to you, Peter, you have pivoted. Tell us about how you feel your sales approach now has changed and how you've gotten a lot of traction through social selling.
Sure. A big part is, through social selling, what I try to do and very frequently do is, provide, relevant, holistic content, right? It's not, and it that may be relative as a, for example, my purpose and passion is health and wellness. My purpose and passion currently is, healthcare, right? So I'll try to understand the industry, for example, AI, virtual reality as alternatives to palliative care and healthcare, right? To wean off patients from possible, pills and opioids, and have the power of virtual reality and reducing pain and et cetera, which we're doing with a wonderful hospice company down here in South Florida. Many of you who knew who they are. But it's a good partnership, and going to social media is key, right? Because everybody has this. And unfortunately, as my wife would say, Peter, how many devices do you need? And, everybody's looking at this. And a case in point, what I'll try to do, Grant, what we're doing here, we're on video. When I'm doing virtual meetings, I'll be on video deliberately so that I'm dressed appropriately and I'm fully engaged and I'm not sitting looking at my tablet or other device or responding to emails. But the connectivity to what you were saying there, social is key, whether it's our generation or generation X, Y, Z, millennial, and whatever the next generation may be. Technology is good, but you've got to adapt, improvise, overcome. And again, like you said, in today's world, smiling, dialing, you're probably not going to get anywhere. Knocking on somebody's door probably is pretty dangerous nowadays. And you just need to adapt, but provide content that's relevant, right? That's and appropriate to the media, right? Meta or Facebook. Okay, that's good. You see friends. Hey, I'm out playing golf. I'm having dinner, etc. Other mediums, whether it be Twitter, LinkedIn, and what have you. And I don't want to be plugging other, but it's basic, most common social. Be relevant to that medium, right? You don't want to be, you don't necessarily need to see on LinkedIn, your kid's birthday party. You might spin it to something health and wellness and something happy and relevant. But, understand your medium, understand the platform. And again, it maximizes your touch. And it's helped you and I incredibly to get in the door. If I can, one more moment, and as you're all getting to know me, Peter's a very verbose person. I can tell you so many meetings that I've never met an individual, whether it be a C-level or just a day-to-day manager or, the admin working at the front desk, where I'll come in and I'll say, Grant, good to meet you. And they're like, how do you know I'm Grant? Because I've looked you up on social media and I know about you and I know about, some of the challenges like like you said before, with your dad and your history and, all that. So I'll understand the person and I blow them away. and funny. And sometimes they're like, "You're a stalker." I'm like, "No, I'm not a stalker. I'm just trying to understand you." So it's a good platform, and there's no need in today's now day and age, which you remember the quote was, "What keeps you up at night?" In this day and age, you do not have to say what keeps you up at night. It's all on the internet. And here's my positive mental attitude. It's one back to pat, not one throat to choke. No. Thank you.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaw, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaw explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit different than a CIO who grew up in an IT department. So, I worked very little time. My first job at the medical center was with family medicine. It wasn't with the IT department. They were struggling at the time to get projects done by the IT department. So each of the different department chairmen were kind of creating their own shadow IT. So I was one of those shadow people that got brought in to really find solutions that were specific for that group.
The value I think I bring and what I've learned is how to, again, navigate these diverse relationships that exist in healthcare and really project manage at a level to make change happen. And that really is synonymous with information technology and digital today.
I like how you said that. Great quote there from Peter, because it is so important, because you can, to your point about when someone actually sees you and you go to a business meeting, and it's very important. Now 50% of the discussion of just figuring out who you are is already done. You can jump right in to commonality. You have bridge points to conversation, and then you're like, you know what? I really like what you talked about in your particular service and how that solved that particular problem for that client. You know what? I've got something similar. That's why I brought you in, Peter. Let's talk about that experience. That is today's selling. Anybody can find requirements online. They can, look up your speeds, your feeds, all this kind of stuff. They can get case studies. They can get all kinds of information, but they cannot get true experience that comes for somebody who lives this day in and day out. And they can deliver that. What is that experience going to be like for me? And that's what I liked about what Peter said, because your problem is going to be different from that particular problem that maybe I talked about on social media, but it's going to be similar. And here's why. Now you've established yourself as that thought leader, somebody who knows, someone that I can really consult with, can help me to invest in a solution that's going to have tangible ROI, that's proven result. And I've got someone who's going to stand behind that as we go through this journey together. Now, before I leave you, and we've got just a few minutes here, and I always want to turn over the mic to my guest to make sure we don't leave anything on the table, that he has an opportunity to speak directly to the audience of healthcare and technology and IT professionals and sales professionals out here across South Florida and across the world. What would you like to leave us with, Peter?
I'd like to leave all of us, right, with what I've realized with my passion and purpose in anything that we're doing, whether it be through combat, right, or day-to-day living and selling, etc., to be physically, mentally, and some form of spiritual ground, right? And if you have that all working together, we can be successful. And I can tell you this, I've noticed in my supercharged awareness of health and wellness, in a time where I was struggling mentally through just some challenges, I wasn't aware of it, and it was actually impacting my performance at work. And it was actually, and obviously at home, your wife always knows, Peter, what's the matter? And I'm always like, no, nothing's the matter, nothing's the matter. But when you are, whether you be hungry, right? Like the TV commercial, I'm hangry or whatever, I need a Snickers bar, or you're hungry, you've got a lot of noise up there, you've got a lot of stress. It impacts your ability to perform, whether it be a simple thing of, turning on a light switch or doing that. So to be aware of yourself, to be as solid as you can be, because if you're solid, you can perform well. If you're solid for your wife and kids, you're there for your wife and kids. You're not detached. You're there for your customers. You're being successful and you're working. Get your rest, right? Eat well. It's true. It's all pieces of the puzzle. If one thing is missing, other things are going to be impacted. And the most important thing, as I say, people helping people, right? Learn to listen to learn, be compassionate. We don't necessarily have to agree on everything. However, if I don't agree with you, it doesn't have to be combative. It can be respectful. And in doing so, we all learn from each other. And it's a little ripple effect, right? Throw a stone into a river or a lake, it ripples out. And what you and I do, Grant, and which is why I'm very grateful and blessed to be here with you today, we're making an impact. And it takes, as my mentor, again, Dr. Anna Curry would say, it takes 1 second to be a good human being. And when I ask you, how you doing today? It's truly listening to you, how you're doing today, looking at you in the eye, as opposed to just saying how you doing and walking past you. Be engaged. It takes 1 second, 1 minute, and the impact is immeasurable to not only your community, but to what you're doing in your business world and for your family.
Oh, wise words. That is wisdom for the day. And I love what you just said. This is what motivates me. It doesn't matter if only one person views this particular episode. What matters is that one person was impacted by that episode, and it got them through the moment they were in, the hours that come after that, the weeks, the months, the years. They have something tangible that they can work through. And that's why I have over 150 different episodes available at 5-Star BDM. And before I leave you, Peter, tell us how to get in contact with you, because you've got some great wisdom that I think a lot of people will want to re-engage with you.
Sure. You can reach me at my personal email, which is peterkealy@bellsouth.net. My corporate email is pk4213. And if you would like to get to me via social media, via cell phone, 954-821-2558. I'm here for you. I want to make an impact to our community, and it's an unconditional, lean in, no bias, loving relationship. And as I said in the other stories, you've got a friend in me, unconditional.
I love it. I love it. And I encourage your entire audience to tune in to me at 5-Star BDM. That is the number 5. That's star, B for brand, D for development, Infomasters.com. This has been wonderful. Peter, thank you for taking time out of your day to visit with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grant. Love you all.
Welcome. Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.fivestarbdm.com today to learn more.
The 5-Star BDM LinkedIn Social Selling course can help you stand out and attract the right connections and opportunities. We will help you professionally create your profile, provide personalized recommendations for improvement, and help you create and share engaging content to help you showcase your skills and expertise. Our 5-step course makes connecting with industry experts, finding job opportunities, and building meaningful relationships easy. Social selling can be an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Our course will help you solve the problems associated with digital networking. If you need help personalizing your outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. If you need help targeting the right prospects, this course is for you. With so much noise on social media, it can be challenging to cut through the clutter and get your message in front of the right people. Our course will personalize your messaging using our targeting tools and research. You can identify and reach the right prospects. We will also show how to deliver high quality, valuable content that attracts and engages prospects and clients. The 5-Star BDM LinkedIn Social Selling course will address these challenges by implementing best practices. As a result, you can improve your social selling efforts and generate better results. Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content. and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course will help you focus on personalizing your outreach and messaging to better connect with prospects. In module number 1, the foundation, we will help you create high-quality, valuable profile that will attract and engage. In module 2, the story, optimizing your LinkedIn profile to make sure it is complete, accurate, and visually appealing. In module number 3, the experience, using your targeting tools and research to identify and reach out to the right prospects. In module number 4, engagement, establishing a consistent follow-up process to nurture leads and build relationships over time. And lastly, in number 5, execution. Understand the metrics to help you measure your brand effectiveness. By addressing these challenges and implementing best practices, you will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Listen to what others have said about 5-star BDM.
Grant, I'll tell you why I'm here, right? I'm here because I love your brand. When we started chatting on LinkedIn, we connected. I checked you out and I go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
You were definitely instrumental in helping to shape that knowledge of who I am. Because at first I thought, well, I am an actress. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a speaker. And so I said, well, I must be a creative communicator. I know that there is a narrative thread here, but you nailed it when you said you are a storyteller. So you brought it all together in this cohesive title.
Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities. Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius.